I did it. I finished my first draft. I am so excited to say that I finished my first draft. I filmed the minute that I finished it. I can't believe it. I finished earlier than I thought I would, honestly. And there is a reason for that. And I didn't end up at the word count that I wanted to. So let's first talk about that because I feel like it's going to be a little bit of an elephant in the room, but it's one of those things where I had to like follow my heart on it. It's something I'm definitely learning and getting more comfortable with in my 30s to do what feels right for me. I finished at 60,000 words, which is well below where I wanted to end. But as I was writing the ending, I realized that if I kept going at this current point, I was just going to be writing a bunch of fluff or things that didn't really align, didn't really make sense, that I was going to have to fix later anyway. So I decided to call it quits. I have showed you guys my huge storyboard before. I'm looking at it right now. I guess I can take it down now. It's on an old like 70-inch TV piece of cardboard. The story has changed so much since I originally did my storyboard. So the ending literally doesn't even make sense anymore. No kidding. There is a character who dies earlier in the book in the ending right now. So there is a lot that I need to fix and a lot developmentally that I need to go back and redo. I didn't want to do that now. I made a pact with myself when I started writing this draft that I wasn't going to go back and edit. I wasn't going to go back and reread because for me, someone who is a perfectionist, someone who is an eldest daughter, someone who has ADHD, it would be so easy for me to get incredibly stuck on making sure it's perfect. And I already had to contend with the fact that writing a first draft is a is a fever dream, is a lesson in dedication because it's terrible. My first draft is so bad, the writing is so bad, everything is he said, she said, the sand is sandy, the wind is windy, the water is wet. I needed to get the story out, and so there's a lot of that in there. So it was not only just I can't go back, I need to move forward, but it's also this writing is so terrible. I'm already writing my first novel. I'm already dealing with that, so I cannot go back. There's no turning back on this one. That's why I decided, you know what, I need to end this here. And in the second draft is where I'm going to address all of these missing pieces. I also knew that I needed to leave space for those missing pieces. I originally intended this to be a duology. I may condense it into one book if possible. I think series, especially romantasy series, are going on way too long these days. Onyx Storm, I'm just gonna say it. So I want to avoid that if at all possible. If the story can be wrapped up in one book, great. If it can't, if it doesn't make sense, if it's too long, cool, no problem. But I am gonna see if it can be condensed into one book. So having that added word count, and especially with everything I know that needs to be added without going back, I wanted to leave myself a little bit of a cushion. So I'm incredibly proud of myself. I feel so much joy, excitement. I finished it 2 days ago. I have been just gnawing my wrists off, trying to not look at it, not edit. I had to put it away because I really do want to spend this month researching the publishing industry, researching querying, researching agents, because I avoided all of that while I was writing. So for the past 8 months or so that I've been diligently day in, day out writing, and not writing every day, but you know what I mean if you're a writer. The last 8 months, I've ignored everything, all outside influence, zero research, nothing. The only things that I really did, I read On Writing by Stephen King and I read Save the Cat to get started. That's really all I've done. I've avoided everything else. So this month, I really want to go through and take in a lot of that information. Got cut off the other day, but I'm so excited to be done with my draft, and I still kept my cafe day today. I allowed myself one cafe day during the week, sometimes two, but coffee is like $8 these days. So I always allowed myself one day to go and dedicate time to my first draft. Those were always my favorite days, my biggest word count days mostly. So I still went today and I wrote a short story instead. I don't know if it's any good. I kind of love it. It's about a woman named Pamela who is staring out at a mountain lake on a dock, and we find out how she got there and then where she's going. And it might kick off a series of short stories for me called like Women Near Bodies of Water or something. But I'm really excited. I just posted to Substack too today about my historical fiction favorites. It's not a huge favorite of mine. It's not a genre I read often, but I do have some favorites, so that's on Substack now. But I'm just like really excited to continue on down this path of being a writer and Substacking, YouTubing, all of these things. So I will see you next time.